Is it? Gut microbiome is made up of trillions of different microorganisms in the gut itself. Those organisms are either bacteria, viruses, fungi, and or parasites. Now the gut's location specifically is when we ask what is the gut. The gut is the lower GI tract with the stomach being one host for these organisms, the small intestine, which is another host for these organisms, and the large intestine. The large intestine makes up a majority of where these microorganisms are housed, specifically in the colon. So when do we get exposed? How do we have this? So we're actually exposed to microbes when we're first born and or when we're nursing. Now, depending on how we are born, either through C-section and or natural birth delivery, that can expose us to different microbes itself. There are 3 systems that they'll work with: our immune system, our endocrine system, and our nervous system. And the immune system, about 80% of our immune cells actually derive from the gut specifically, whereas the endocrine system, our enteroendocrine cells derive from the gut. And with the nervous system, we have microorganisms that will interact with our nerves and neurons that run up through the GI tract. This is called the gut-brain axis. All right. So, with all these organisms, there have to be a certain amount that have a larger role: bacteroidetes and firmicutes. Those are the 2 that play a large role in our gut microbiome. Here. So with bacteroidetes, they are gram-negative, so that means they don't have an outer shell helping them and protecting them. They also play a large role in the immune system, so they have a very big function in that. And there's different species of those throughout. Whereas firmicutes, they are gram-positive, specifically from the GNC, gram-positive bacteria, and then they are found to be most abundant in obese individuals, whereas bacteroidetes are not as abundant in unhealthy individuals. The firmicutes also are spore forming, so it means they breed through spores. So what does an unhealthy gut look like? Now, typically we work symbiotically with the gut. So microorganisms in the gut work well with us while we work well with them. So with unhealthy gut, we call it dysbiosis. Essentially what that means is there's a lack of, an abundance of, and or not a sufficient amount of diverse species of organisms within the gut. Now, some issues that can arise are IBD and IBS. IBD stands for irritable bowel disease. IBS is irritable bowel syndrome. IBD can be colitis or Crohn's diagnosis as examples, whereas IBS, there's 3 kinds: D, C, and M. D stands for diarrhea, which means there are those loose stools. C stands for constipation, which are the harder stools, and then M is a multiple variety of the 2. There is no set symptom specifically that's consistent.